So let's take them piece by piece, and I'm really fascinated by free will, certainly, and I'm assuming that you followed Sam Harris in terms of his talk about free will and all the stuff that he's done on that. What is it that draws you to free will? Why are you interested?
So I think that in a way there's an application to free will, right? We live life thinking we make decisions all the time and are responsible for our decisions and also kind of determined and defined by those. So if I ask you what do you want to have for lunch and I offer you 5 different things and you make a choice, then your choice is somehow your identity. This is like what you care about. And if I told you right now that I could predict what you're going to choose an hour before you made the choice, a day, 20 years before, it kind of takes away some of our identity in a way, but also kind of gives us meaning because it says, okay, there's actually a narrative that we carry with us throughout life. And now the choice has become really something that defines who we are, not just the moment of, but as a person in the world. So I always cared about like free will, understanding it, predicting it, and also using it to change things. So if you think that, okay, all my choices are kind of determined, do I have any meaning to my life? The answer is they're not determined. We do have control over them, and that's what makes us kind of human.
So you believe that we do have free will, or you believe that it's totally different than how we're thinking of it, and we have to totally reimagine it?
So there's like 2 kind of moments that need to be addressed. One is whether we do actually have this moment of spark that happens when the choice is totally arbitrary and we have like a choice. I do believe that we have that free will, kind of a toss of a coin where something gets determined. But what's interesting is the moment where we become aware of the free will choice. As in, I ask you, you're sitting in a restaurant and I ask you, do you want the fish or the steak? There's this moment, like you have 2 options. And now you're about to make a choice. What do you want?
Steak.
Steak.
For sure.
You had a second now where you had kind of to look at all the options. I gave you only 2 and make a decision. So now, at some point, if I asked you, when did you make the choice? You would say, well, maybe as soon as I finished the sentence, maybe you would say a fraction of a second afterwards. The question is, A, how far before did we know the answer to that? Also, was there anything I could have said differently that would have made you say the fish? And most importantly, what's the gap between the moment you would tell me that's the moment I chose and the moment that you actually chose? And apparently there is a gap. And this gap is what we call the illusion of free will. The moment where you say, that's the moment, this is T0, this is when it happened. And I can look at your brain and say, you know what? Actually, here, we already knew that you're going to choose. Or even if you want to take it one step further, we can actually stimulate your brain and make you choose this thing. And I will tell you and say, who made the choice? And you say, I definitely make the choice myself. This was my decision. And I say, well, you know what? Here's me zapping your brain before making you say fish. Here's me zapping your brain.
What do you zap it with? Transcranial magnetic stimulation?
Okay. So this is not me, but there are people who now do this.
So what would you do? Can you really do the steak fish one?
There's the only demo of that I saw was one person basically having a little box and they have buttons and have to choose whether you want to press the left or the right button. And people sit there and they press left, right, right, left, left, left for like 10 minutes. And then someone asks them, was it your choice which button to press at any point? And say, of course. And then you zoom out and you see a person sitting with a TMS, like this machine that looks at the brain, and basically playing like a puppeteer. Left, right, right, left.
Get the fuck out of here. That's real?
That's real, and what's interesting isn't that you can do that. This is not surprising. We know that we can actually zap your brain and make you move your head. What's surprising is that you would tell me it was my choice. Like you would believe that it was your decision. You wouldn't question the fact that what you did was your decision.